to the best of my knowledge, they were probably throwing back a couple beers and enjoying the game.
The events of September the 11th, 2001 were felt acutely in New Jersey due to its proximity to New York City and because of the loss that the state suffered.
After 9/11, they did a benefit there, a fundraiser just for the victims of Monmouth County. We're in Monmouth County right now, and it turns out that Monmouth County suffered more losses on 9/11 than any other county in New Jersey. So the local celebrities got together, Bruce Springsteen and Jon Bon Jovi.
They were the first band to sign up for that Madison Square Garden concert at the end of September 2001.
Bon Jovi's reaction to the tragic events was heartfelt and greatly appreciated.
We're from the community, you know, we were all from Jersey, and I still live in Jersey, and the proximity to the city, you know, is so close for me where I live that we watched the towers burning, you know, we lost friends in it. And like I said, I'm very proud to be here, and I just want everyone to know that we are only wanting to pay our respects to the families and to their loved ones.
It's been very tough living in this area the last 2 years. You know, they're writing great music, and they're writing very poignant music, and they're really uplifting the souls of everyone around, and especially the people in this area, because it's been extremely bad at times. So, you know, it's good to have that rejuvenation of the spirit and the great music to sing along to, and something that makes you want to get up and dance and sing along and have a good time, because it hasn't really been that easy.
The band's 11th and most recent studio album was penned as a reaction to the events of September the 11th.
What I wanted with this album was not to be too literal in the title and say, this is what it is. You know, I like the idea that in its most simple terms, bounce is bouncing a ball or bouncing a baby on your knee, but now in light of what happened 9/11, for instance, it's the resiliency of the country, or somebody could look at it and say it's the resiliency of the band.
He's got the look.
He's a great-looking human being.
If he was a chick, he'd be so hot.
Matt told me he thought Bon Jovi was dreamy. He used the word dreamy.
Boyish, youthful appearance.
The guy just looks good. He's an attractive man.
And here's this all-American looking guy fronting the band with that smile. And
John's a good-looking human being.
So what is it that this man has that's made him so irresistible to so many for so long? Surely someone can't achieve this much on looks alone.
He's got it all. I mean, there are just some earthlings who have inherited everything you need to be a rock star. This guy looks the part, he sounds the part, he's got his voice, even when he's speaking, is the right voice.
There's something about his skin and his smile and his hair. It's not just good looks, it's just the way he carries himself, the entire presentation. I guess a lot of people would consider him a small guy, but I always heard he was a small guy, and then I saw him and he was a lot bigger than I thought he would be.
The guy can't help it, he's good looking. You know, I mean, John was never the typical guy with an attitude concerning that. He was a very, very humble, sweet, shy guy. You know, and I used to hate him for it, because we used to play together. It'd be like, the girls would be like, but, you know, the guy can't help it. He looks the way he looks.
So he's kind of got a small frame. He's tight. His body is like rock hard. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that to be sick or perverse or anything like that, but, you know, I have hugged him and we've posed together for pictures, and he is a very fit individual.
You know, he works out every day, and, you know, he's on a strict regimen to really, you know, look good and feel good about himself. And I think, yeah, that's great. You know, it's a really, you know, it obviously, it pays off because people love him.
Have you ever seen him close up? He's better looking in person. I hate him for that, but it's okay.
But I mean, I wouldn't say that, you know, that's why he's successful, you know, musically. I mean, I don't think he can get out there and perform, you know, on a stage in front of 50,000 people and keep them entertained just because, you know, you're good looking.
there's no doubt in my mind that many a squealing pubescent girl has fallen in love with the man.
Even if his looks fade, he'd still be selling.
Jon enters a room and all eyes turn. And it's not because he's rock star Jon Bon Jovi, it's because he carries himself in a way that commands attention.
No, we thought he was a shot in the dark kind of thing. One-hit wonder, runaway. I didn't think he'd be doing it today.
So the question remains, how have they done it so big for so long?
His music changed, you know, it changed with the times, I think. He doesn't write about typical 80s thing anymore with the being in love kind of thing. And he talks about today's real issues, and I think he's going to keep going for a long time.
I just think that because of, like we said, their charisma, how well they know each other, and because they are that good on their individual instruments, you're going to stay around for a while. And good songs, of course, are, I think, the crux of it.
The chemistry between Richie Zambora and Jon Bon Jovi is still today awesome.
They're still applying the same passion to that songwriting that, you know, they were hungry, you know, young, angry men back in 1984. You know, there's still that element in 2003.
You know what? The best thing about Bon Jovi is that they still buy records themselves.
John is a fan. You know, he's a real fan of music, and he loves music, and they do it because they love it. And when you're passionate about something, you're going to continue doing it. It's not for the money. You're talking about a group that sold 100 million records.
The thing that really sets Jon apart is that he'll do a show in a market that is dramatically smaller than the top 50 markets, and he'll go out there and he'll recognize that he wants to thank the fans and thank the radio stations that supported him across the nation.
If you turn on the radio right now and you hear a Bon Jovi song that was just released, you know, it's going to sound a lot different from a Bon Jovi song from 1983, but it's still identifiable as Bon Jovi.
So what's next?
I guess the grand point is the band's beyond the point of ever breaking up. So if we decide to do a solo record next, great. You want to do a band record, great. You want to do a greatest hits or a box set because it's the 20-year anniversary, great. But it's just going to go however we feel productive.
So how long will it last? I'd like to think sort of a perpetual thing. And, you know, as his fans, you know, get into their 40s and 50s, as the Stones fans are now, they're still supporting him. They're still coming out to see him, still buying albums, and they're still tuning in when they're on the radio. So I think it's an everlasting act.
He's still doing it 20 years later. He could do it forever, all of them.
I mean, they'll go down in history as one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time, you know, one of the greatest live bands of all time. Some of the greatest songs ever written that will stand the test of time. But I don't think that's what drives them. I think they just love music.